Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Sunday Night Live on the Hope Shot. If you're just jumping on, say what's up. Let us know you're here. Hey, Caesar, you want
Yes,
to read the clarity statement, my friend?
I do.
You should
The Hope
probably know
Shop.
it by heart, right?
What's that?
You should know it by heart by now, right?
No, no. I don't know anything, bro. I read it off of this thing right here. The Hope Shot clarity statement. We here at the Hope Shot are a group of people in recovery spreading inspiration. We come from all different walks of life and pathways of recovery. Our verbiage may be different at times, but we all have one thing in common: recovery is a lifestyle. We support all pathways of recovery. It doesn't matter how you get from A to Z, just get there. And thank you for being a part of our Hope Shot family.
Thank you, Caesar.
You're
Let's
welcome.
see. We got Hard Knock Talks on here. What's up, my friend?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going live tonight. I think at 10 o'clock our time. That's Eastern time, if you didn't know. What's up, Ali? We missed you too. Yeah, everyone's safe over here. We got Alicia. Hey, Hope Shot, what's up? We got Rachel. Good to see you.
Hi,
Thank you
Rachel.
so much, my friend. Sorry, I'm going too fast, Nate. I'll let you. We got Christina. Hey, how are you? Let's see. We got another Christina with a C. What's up, Christina? We got Brittany. So glad y'all are okay. Yes, thank you. Not so much for our friends down south, though, man. It's only like what, 2 hours from here, is it? It's crazy.
Yeah, 2 hours south, it's a disaster. Or actually, less than 2 hours south, it already starts being a disaster.
Rachel says, hi, Nate. All right, we got Becky on here. Hey, Becky. All right, so tonight, Nate brought up the this topic of like pretty much just like survivor's guilt, questioning your faith when things go, when they have these natural disasters, and it's like um questioning why God would like let this happen, and also like why did it happen to these people and not us, and like so there's so many questions that come along with this when these events happen, especially with the destruction, and especially when it's supposed to come here, like, you know what I mean, like they say that there's like some ancient Indian mounds. That's what I've been hearing and seeing all over.
Listen, that's a real thing. Don't even question
It's a
that.
real thing. I don't know. Listen, I have no clue.
That is a real thing. That's why Tampa Bay never gets hit. Just go thank the Native Americans tomorrow when you get a chance.
And where do you do this at, Caesar?
The Seminole Indian Hard Rock Casino.
I knew it.
Go put some money in the slots. That's thank you enough.
Oh my God, I'm dead. I'm dead. The Hard Rock Casino. I think I've already paid them enough. No. Oh man. So Nate brought this up. So I'm gonna let you share about it.
What's up, y'all? Nate here. Grateful to be here tonight, sharing with you guys. Yeah, I've had this conversation with a couple different people this week in light of this recent natural disaster that occurred, and I was having a discussion with somebody close to me, and they were like struggling, um where is God in all this? Where is God in something like this? Why do these things happen? Not just what just recently happened here in Florida, but in general. You know what I mean? Why do some lives get taken? Why do some lives get spared? And it's a super slippery slope, man. Oh, that's a lot of S's. Super slippery slope. Yeah, but no, it's like that's a real rabbit hole to fall in, when especially when the whole foundation of my recovery is based upon this faith, this loving God, my loving source, higher power, whatever it is you subscribe to, that has supposed to be all powerful, all knowing, all loving, non-judgmental, yet, things still happen, right? Life still happens. Natural disasters happen. And I'm going to like relate this to my own personal recovery too, because, I come into this thing And I see that I have enough brain cells left to put together the fact that I'm pretty freaking fortunate to make it through these doors, alive. I've seen countless people, around me pass and not be so fortunate to have an opportunity at recovery. I I I've been in the system so long, in prison for almost a decade and a half, and I've seen people that, are in there for the rest of their lives, never getting out. Great, it's just some great souls, I know it's so yeah, I get into this and I have all these doubts, man. I'm like, man, if this God deal was real, why do these things happen? Why am I here and somebody's not? Why does this child get cancer? Why does this wonderful person get killed in a drunk driving accident? Like all these things that are happening around us. And in that, so I come into this recovery deal with all these doubts, right? And so like immediately I'm already prejudiced towards God, thinking that like, God's behind all this, is just and what I discover is that I just don't really need to have all the answers, really, when I first come in here or now. But especially when I first come in here, I better not be thinking I have any answers, because I don't. And the important thing is, though, is that for me, I had to connect, or because I know that whatever I spent, probably the last 10 years or so, maybe more, before I got sober, using the same thinking that got me into all these situations, and to the exact point I was at, try to outthink my way out of the situation. And I couldn't. You know what I mean? I needed something. I needed a different thinker. I needed something else to direct me. My way wasn't working. So first I see that this community, that this recovery community that I connect with, this certain fellowship, there was something bigger working in this in this community. And that I was sold on. I understood that was I saw it working, because I saw the same guy that I ran with years ago, life completely transformed right before my eyes. I seen it. It was evident. I didn't, it's not something I read about. It's not something told me about. I knew exactly how he was, and I knew he wasn't that way anymore. So right then I had some sort of belief, right? Or a willingness to believe that there was something at work here. Now, after making some, taking some steps, and, getting with another man and going through this process, that all those prejudices started to get lifted, I found some different solution. And in the process of a lot of self-discovery, a lot of work, a lot of cleaning house, I found that I had this connection. And as silly as it was, I understood that it that not only was it real, but it was exactly, it had been there all the time in my life. It was the only way that I was able to make it through, and to have an opportunity to recover at all. So, okay, so let's fast forward a few years. Now I'm continuing to seek. I'm continuing to build on this connection. I'm, doing things on a daily basis to enlarge my spiritual life. And I get to this point now, and like, where I'm having these, and let me tell you this. My first year of recovery, and I've said this on here several times, but I'll say it again. Is that, I experienced some stuff where I had pretty good reason to question this God thing, when I first got into recovery. First of all, My mom, who was a saint, never drank, never did drugs, most honest and kind, compassionate individual ever, gets cancer and dies, at a pretty young age. She had a lot of years left, so right there, why me? Why did this happen to me? Right. And then, after that, I lose my daughter, temporary custody, permanent custody. My rights are terminated. Right. So, and back then, that was when I first, had this connection and started like kind of, living any type of spiritual life. And I had a lot of doubts, man. I had faith then that this thing was real, but my faith wavered in those moments, right? So now here we are. Now I continue doing the work. I can continue enlarging on my spiritual life, and here I am a few years later, and still, when something like this happens, and we're literally freaking an hour and a half, 2 hours away from this hurricane that just devastated countless lives. You know what I mean? And is it wrong of me, to think why? Damn, God, like, what do you got going on, bro? Like, what'd you do this? Why them? Why not us? And the friend that I was having discussion with felt like this is a negative thing, like in that doubt, in those questions, there is a lack of faith. And I have a theory, because I disagree, because I feel that it's the exact opposite of that. Because guess what? If I am not, I am going to always question and seek and look for answers to things I don't understand. And if these things have to relate with God, it doesn't mean that I'm going away from them or away from who I believe in. It means I'm drawing closer, because I am trying to find a different truth. I am trying to get to the bottom of what this thing is. You know what I mean? What is this? What is this? What is this power that I believe in, and why does it do what it does? And why am I asking these? Like, it's like, it's not a lack of faith. It's really a personification of the very step process that I've been afforded. And a certain part of it asks me to continuously seek, to always seek outside of myself and in every possible, corner of this universe, and all over, try to seek some greater understanding of what I believe in. And I think for me, like, the greatest lesson I've learned this week is that when I am lacking faith, or I have questions about who I believe in, it's okay. It's okay. That doesn't mean I'm not working a good, my recovery is lacking. It does not mean that my belief or that my faith is lacking. It just means that I have some questions. And if I'm not asking those questions, then I am in trouble. You know what I mean? If I'm not talking about this, then I have something to fear. But as long as I'm breathing, I want to ask these questions. And I'm not like looking for no burning bush or a declaration all written out. I just, but I'm always going to seek something that I don't understand. That's the whole point of for me, it's the whole point of this deal, is because I come in here, I don't know a damn thing. I have no frame of reference. I have no understanding, not only of who I am, but especially of what this God deal is. And, these are questions and things that have been pondered over, like been gone over for forever, and people, I mean, we have opinions, but I mean, there's never a clear-cut answer, right? So I feel personally that it's my responsibility to always remain curious, and to allow myself some grace when I get into these situations where something tragic happens and I'm like, like what is that? Why is that? Why is that affecting me? Why? And not rake myself over the coals because I have doubts, or I have a lack of belief, or Because guess what? In those questions, in those struggles, all I'm doing is I'm being drawn closer to that which is my truth and what I believe in the first place. And I had that revelation this week, and I'm grateful for it. In the same breath, these situations will make like when something happens to something that's tragic right in your backyard, you're left wondering, like, feeling like helpless and powerless. And that's just another opportunity for me to look at, why is it I feel powerless? Why is it I feel helpless in a situation like this? Everything in my nature wants me to run to that area and just help people. You know what I mean? And maybe that's not my reality, but in just because I can't do that doesn't mean I can't figure out some sort of solution, which is, figure out, a way to be proactive in helping in these efforts, and or just being a better human being in general, right where I'm at, and, adding harmony rather than confusion to my environment. And just continuing to connect to who I believe in. So if I do have the opportunity to be of service in that arena or any other, that I'm able to. So yeah, that's all I got on that for now.
Awesome, man. Yeah. And it's like, it's just like you said with running down there and helping, it's like, sometimes I'm like, yeah, but sometimes I'm like, there's probably a gang of people down there helping, and I'd probably just make it worse. Who knows? You know what I mean? That's the part of me that stops myself from doing it, so, but yeah, hey Caesar, you want to read some of the comments, man?
You caught me completely unprepared, bro.
That's why I knew it. I seen your unprepared face, and I was like, I'm gonna get him.
That's not cool.
It's a conspiracy.
I'm multitasking right now.
Oh, what's the multitasking?
I talk to you about it after we're not live. No, really, I got something else going on at the same time.
No, it's cool.
Can you help me out here, bro?
Yeah, I'll read it.
Yeah, just give me a second.
Okay. Let's see. We got Helen says, good topic. I was scared when it was coming to us and happy when it turned. Then it hit my family and friends. My girlfriend lost everything, and I felt so guilty. And that's exactly what we're talking about. Like, we were supposed to get it, and it turned and missed us, It's just like, man, it's just like when we are out there in our addiction, and like we skate by, I don't know how many times I was like, I should have died. Like, there's so many times I look back on now, and it's like, the shit's real. People have those true feelings about, survivor's guilt, and also I think Helen actually said it down in the comments. I'll read it. Jessica James is happy to see everyone is safe, sharing from Indianapolis, Indiana. Thank you so much for the share. We got Becky said, could be that so many people have turned away from God and he is trying to get our attention. A little messed up way to get our attention, but but it's true. I mean, it probably is. See, Missy Thang says, I'm currently reading a book. It's called 25 Words. Amazing piece of literature for anyone struggling with faith and the whole higher power thing. Fucking awesome read. This book will make it all make sense. Love y'all. Let's see, there it is. Helen says, my son was killed on his motorcycle. He was only 23 years old and had 8 months clean. I've ridden for years, and my first thought was, why him? Why not me? Then God spoke to me and told me it was his time to go, and he fulfilled his life. The people in my program carried me through that, and my faith got so strong.
Ah, beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. We got Nikki says, much love from Louisville, Kentucky. Rachel says, deeper faith is born through those moments. Nate, I totally understand what you're saying. Let's see. Maria Lopez says, my creator has carried me through it all, regardless of the good, the bad. It all worked out for his glory. Grateful for the clear mind to make good choices. Missy Thing, 25 words is the serenity prayer, y'all. This is the basis of the book, Barb Jacobs and Her Journey in Recovery. I'm gonna check that out. See what it's all about. Jessica James says, "Why was I chosen to recover?" Oh yeah. So, oh, sorry. That's it for the comments. All right. Caesar, are you still distracted? If not, I can go. It's up to you. You're still distracted? Okay. So, I'll tell you this, man. The one thing I struggle with most in my life, in my recovery, is the whole higher power thing. I've struggled with that my whole life. I still struggle with it. Sometimes I have a glimpse of like maybe, but I'm a very, like, my personality type is a factual person. I'm very factual. I need things written, shown to me. You know what I mean? So it's very hard for me to understand the concept. And I struggle a lot because of it, you know? And Nate knows it. You know, I talk to him about it. I'm very open about it, you know, of my struggles. You know, some days, man, sometimes I'll be in like the best, most high highs, and it's nothing like materialistic or anything. It's just spirit. And my spirit is on, you know, is on fire. And then sometimes, man, I just tank, totally tank. And I don't know what the shift is or what it's about, but it's like a constant search and rescue, huh? That's what I call it. We'll call it that since we're talking about this. It's search and rescue, because like I'm searching to be rescued. You know what I mean? And like I'm searching for something else, not necessarily outside myself, but inside myself. And I'm constantly searching for that joy, that happiness, that stuff that really, you know, that Nate talks about, that all my friends talk about, but I'm just like, okay, you know, like the connection, you know, I connect with people, and this is my hypothesis on it, is like, that's my higher power. People are my higher power. Sometimes I can't stand these people though, too. So it's like, then it's like all on me. I know it's me that's messed up. You know, when I can't stand people that I just literally could stand not too long ago. And that's where like, it just takes extra steps to do like the meditation stuff. You know, I get so clogged up with the day to day that I forget exactly what's kept me centered and kept me out of that, I don't know, that vicious cycle without drugs. You know, it's still a vicious cycle sometimes, you know, with this day to day. It's just my solution doesn't lie in drugs. So, you know, I'm constantly searching for that connection to that source, you know, and that's why I still go to meetings every week. You know, I still go to meetings. I still reach out to people, maybe not as much as I should, but sometimes I feel more disconnected than I ever have. And that's happened lately, man. Lately, I have piled up my plate too much. It's overfull. It's like Thanksgiving and I want to eat everything, right? And that's how it is. It's like I overdo myself all the time and I get stuck, and it's lately I've been in a rut, you know. I've been in a rut and I'm pulling myself out of it slowly but surely. I'm learning to just take some stuff off, you know? And but yeah, the whole thing with like, man, I don't know what it's like to go through a natural disaster. I don't know what it's like to go through a hurricane. I've lived in Florida my whole life and only gotten maybe a little bit, you know, of what these people are experiencing. And I can just imagine your whole livelihood being displaced, you know, everything you've ever worked for, anything you ever dreamed of, you know what I mean? All these things. And it's like, now it's like, I don't know what it's like. So I can't, sometimes it's hard for me to even put myself in people's shoes, but I can understand what it's like to like lose everything, because I've been there before. Self made. It was because of me. I've lost everything, you know. Have lost everything before and was homeless. So I understand that aspect of it, but that's something I did to myself, not a natural disaster. But yeah, man, I've just been going through some stuff lately, and I'm working out the kinks. It does help. Nate sends me these little things in the morning, man. I really enjoyed that with that the passage this morning. It was really, really good. you know, and yeah, you know, I'm trying to get back to doing me. That's what it's about. It's like figuring out what I need to do to get myself out of this, right? And it's not drugs and alcohol. It's not. It's whatever I need, whatever I'm lacking, I'm searching for, I'm seeking, and that's what I'm going to be working on this next whatever, however long it takes. But I'm working on. I unloaded my plate, and now I'm working on getting back to doing work on myself. That way, I can be a better human being for my family, for my friends, shit, for everybody. Nobody wants a fucked up Justin. You know what I mean? Especially not me. I don't want one. But you know, and that's pretty much all I got for tonight, man. Caesar, you still occupied?
No, and I apologize for that.
No, you're fine. You want
Dealing with somebody on Messenger that needed a response, so I was responding.
I gotcha. You want to read the?
I don't know where you left off, but sure.
It's right after Missy Thing, 25 words in Serenity Prayer.
Boom. Melissa says, this month is a year since my husband died. 34, massive stroke. I'm still struggling to accept this new life. I don't want it, but yet here I am. He was so mentally ill, so sad. He's at peace while I am in pieces. Yeah, that's tough. You know, I look at loss a little differently than some people. I truly do believe that they're in peace, but I don't really believe in grieving too hard. I believe in celebrating the person's life, and usually somewhere in their life there was a point that they were happy, and I try to focus on that point. I don't try to focus on the end. I don't try to focus on the mess, and I definitely don't try to focus on what I could have done different, because I can't go backwards and fix things. I can only move forward.
I will say this, so let me say something real quick to Melissa. Melissa, she goes to my home group, so she has been struggling, but she's still getting through it, and she's working on herself, and you're getting better. So, you know, don't mistake in your progress. The grieving takes time, and you're working through it, and so just keep going forward.
Good stuff, brother. So Alicia says, I'm here watching from Nashville, Tennessee. What's up, Alicia? Y'all are awesome. Such positive vibes. Thank you. And thank you for tuning in and commenting. Let's see. Missy Thang. You and me too, Justin. My thoughts exactly. Show me proof until I read this book. I think she wants us to read the book.
I think I'm going to check it out because she's suggesting it, and she says it's me too. So there's that.
Kristen says, hello from the middle of nowhere. Well, hello from Florida.
I know where that is. Oh, wait.
Let's see. I can relate, Justin. I've always struggled with that connection to my higher power, but I still at least try. He's gotten me this far. I do know that much. Good stuff, Christina. And we got Jackie. Hello from Franklin, Kentucky. Hola, Jackie. Let's see, Jessica. We can relate to the losing. 100% we can. Let's see what else we got. Pray for the Hope Shop fam. Y'all have a lot on the plate, but you're still inspiring all the way from Indiana to spread hope still to the hopeless. Thank you, Jessica. Yeah, we've all got a lot on our plates, but you know what? This is kind of the bright spot. We get to do this. We get to see each other on the screens, and we get to do our best to convey a message of hope. And like, really, this is a bright spot of my week. I look forward to this.
Me too.
Oh, I'll get back to the comments. I want to share for a minute.
Okay, cool.
My eyes are tired, and I'm trying to read this little screen, and it's not going real well. So Nate was talking about this before we came on, and we call it survivor's guilt. You know, if you want to relate it to the storm, or if you want to relate it to the people that passed that we used with, and why are they gone, and why am I still here? And Nate was sharing about blaming God for a lot of things. I never really did that. I always knew that I was the problem. I just never knew what to do about it. I never knew how to change. So I never blamed anybody. When I had to write a list of resentments the first time, I had to dig really deep because I was the person that I blamed for every problem in my life because it was me that got me there. And I couldn't, also like Nate said, I couldn't fix my broke brain with my broke brain. I had to have somebody else intervene, and it's a really uncomfortable thing to have to ask somebody to show you how to live, basically. As a grown man, to go to somebody else and say, look, man, I can't do life. Like, I can't do this. I don't know how to do it. I keep getting arrested. I keep getting locked up, and I just need help, and this guy came in and he shared a message of hope that I related to. He was on the other end of it, employed, peaceful, he just had a calm about him. And, I asked him that. I was like, hey, would you sponsor me? And it's the best thing that I ever did. And I was so afraid of asking somebody to sponsor me. Like, I had fake sponsors when I was going to court ordered meetings. I had fake sponsors in rehabs. We passed around a phone number, but I don't know where the phone number went, but we put that on all of our packets when it was time to get a sponsor. We're like, oh yeah, we got this sponsor named Mike, and here's his phone number. It's been handed down for years through the ages. Nobody's ever called this guy. I don't even know who's on the other end of the phone. But when I actually got one, it was only because I ran out of my own ideas. I ran out of my plots and my schemes and my plans, and I didn't know what to do anymore. So I asked for help, and you have to really, I had to be humbled to be willing to ask for help. And whatever you want to call it, God humbled me eventually. As long as I had one thing left to brag about, lean on, pawn, one more person to con, I wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't going to do this thing. So eventually I lost everything, and all the excuses were gone. And then I was in a position that I was willing to ask for help and not dictate what that help was going to look like. Just take the instructions. So I don't know why I'm here. I don't know why any of us are here and why the other people aren't here, but I look at it like this. I've been blessed with this opportunity at Recovery, and I'm grateful for this opportunity at Recovery. And if I'm grateful, I should freaking act grateful. And how do I act grateful? I have to give this thing back. I have to spread this message. I have to help people without expecting anything in return. I have to try to be a good person every single day and be the best representation of a person in recovery that I can, so that when somebody needs help, that I can actually come into their mind and they go, hey, that Caesar guy, he's in recovery. Maybe he can help. I have to put myself in a position where people will ask me so that I can do what I believe is my higher power's work, which is to spread this message and to help as many people out of the pit that I was in, to be the hand that's reaching back, just like the guy that reached back and helped me. So I am definitely not as spiritually deep as Nate, and I'm definitely closer to Justin on the scale of spirituality. I'm not all the way to your side either. I'm a moderate. But it's just not lost on me that, guys like me, I can count on one hand guys that have a story like mine, and I know a few that are still alive. I know a few, and I'm here for a reason, and I am going to live my life to the fullest, and I'm going to do everything that I can to spread the message, to help others, to be a good father, to be a good friend, to be a provider. I'm going to do those things because God saw fit to give me this opportunity that so many people wanted and didn't get. So that's, I mean, why'd the hurricane hit over there and didn't hit here? Why did I get recovery and the other people didn't? I don't ponder that stuff too much. I just try to move forward and act like the grateful person in recovery that I am. And, you know, you'll hear the people in the 12-step meetings, you know, gratitude's an action word. Well, they're right. You know, like it is an action word. If I'm sitting around grumbling and miserable about my life that I'm so blessed to have all day, am I really grateful for it? No. If I'm grateful, I mean, I'm grateful I wake up in my own bed. I don't wake up on a freaking hard ass cot every morning. Grateful I get to eat whatever I want, not whatever the hot tray's coming out, you know? I'm grateful for little things like air conditioning, you know, like things that we take for granted. I mean, I remember summers with heat rashes when I was locked up and just freaking miserable. And, you know, I got my license back after not having a license for almost 10 years for habitual driving on a suspended license and 5 DUIs. And everybody told me there's no way that you will get your license back. But I did. I kept trying. I had faith that if I did the right thing, that eventually the opportunity would present itself, and it did. So I try to spin everything back to gratitude because they're not here. We are here. What are we doing with this opportunity that we've been blessed with? Are we walking around as miserable, grouchy people, selfish and self-centered to the core, or are we turning around and acting out the gratitude that we should have for this life that we shouldn't have? By all rights, I should not be here. Really, by all rights, I know Nate shouldn't be here. Like, neither one of us, you know, like probably Justin too, but from some other dumb stuff, not the exact same dumb stuff. I mean, if you're grateful, act it out. Be the change that you want to see in other people. Bring a smile to somebody's face. Don't bring misery to somebody else. Don't spread your sickness, spread your solution. You know, these are the things that I was taught that I try to live. Do I do it perfectly? Absolutely not. But I try very hard. Would you say no?
I said none of us do.
No, none of us do. None of us do it perfectly. Everybody has bad days. Everybody goes through what Justin's going through because we're doers, you know, like we want to be everywhere and do everything. And life is exciting. And then we overwhelm ourselves and we have to dial it back a little bit and get our priorities straight and then go back forward again. But it is like, I've never lived a life like I have today. I remember in early recovery, like counting the damn minutes. I had nothing to do. Like it was hard. Now I'm like, when do I have a moment? You know, it's the complete opposite, but my life is full because of recovery, because I've built trust with people. They trust me to do things. They ask me to do things because they know that things will get done, you know, and I'm grateful that people see me that way because I was never seen that way. I was unreliable. You couldn't believe a word that came out of my mouth. I spent more time trying to remember my lies that I told this guy, so I didn't tell that guy the same thing I told this guy. You know, it's incredible that people see me that way today. To me, it's a freaking miracle, man. It's a freaking miracle that the three guys on this screen are here and spreading a message of hope and not carving a path of destruction like the hurricane. Because before we were the hurricane and the coast was everybody that we came into contact with. Today, we're like the freaking Red Cross. We're bringing the solution out there and we're helping people. So I don't know. I went way off on a rant with all of that, but like, that's just my take on it.
I like your rants.
In red.
All right. All right, let me read some of these comments. Let's see, where do I'm gonna go? Let's see, we'll start here. Let's see, Rachel says, when I was on the streets, I had this little family of some really strong people, and since I got clean, they have all died, but one by one. I lost the last one to this disease last month. I used to ask why me all the time. Oh, Nate's gone all the time. And the answer is as simple as I got clean and they didn't. I choose to honor their names and memories with each day clean and live my life to the fullest for us all. True that. That is the truest statement ever. That's all we can do is just one foot in front of the other, and we're gonna stay clean for them in their honor. And that's a good way to put it. Let's see. Jackie says, and today I'm happy because I can feel the happiness, even the hurt and pain I can finally feel. True that. Brittany says, putting your pride to the side and asking for help is probably the hardest, yet most important thing we have to do in order to get better. Yeah, man, my ego tells me, hey, man, everything's great. Everything's fine. You just keep it going. Keep the bullshit going. And you know what I mean? Like, and try to keep up with it. Like, keep up with it. And like, I'm fine. Everything's great. And everything's on fire. I guess Nate's not coming back on.
Hey, but the funny thing is, it's not even really on fire these days.
No, not a lick.
It's not even really on fire at all. We just don't like even the littlest bit of discomfort these days.
No, man. Like, listen, I'm gonna tell you this now. Like, okay, I cringe to the sound of drama, right? I just like listen, I'm serious, man. I will run from. I'm like, oh, hell to the no, gotta go. You know, like I
know. Like, I take your phone calls.
I have no, like, I have little to no drama in my life, but like outside world is full of it, and I just like, oh man, I cause my own shit, man. I don't need anybody else to cause my own shit, bro. Like, I have my own drama that I can create, but it's far less than anything out there. Like, it's really minute compared to what it is. I mean, what it was or anything else, man. And like, that's the beauty of it. That's what I could be grateful for, is that my life, my problems and my hardships are freaking, thank you, totally different than what they used to be. And I feel it when it comes around, like, ooh, it's chilly outside. Go put a jacket on and block this bullshit. Let's see. Okay, we got Kristen says, but on Tuesday I will have 11 months clean from meth, and so for now I am okay with the good Lord being my sponsor. I think she said something up there about here, we go do this one. I'm still cautious about asking for a sponsor. And then we're gonna bring it back down to here, and we're gonna finish this up. And then so the Lord being my sponsor and having my family and my crew and my few friends supporting me helps as well. Listen, if you got a family and crew and a few friends supporting you, that's pretty good. Until that sponsor comes along, you know when it's right. See, Rachel says, I absolutely 1000% believe that my life was saved and forever changed by my higher power because I have really big mouth and will never stop shouting out that recovery is possible for any addict. True that, and you won't. Missy, thanks to Caesar. Respect your honesty this evening. Totally relate to all you just said about scheming, pawning, lying, using till there was just no more. There literally was no one left to con, sold everything, etc. Left with no other choice. Ran out of options. That's when change happens, when you run out of options.
I ran out of ideas.
That too. Let's see. Brittany says, thankful, grateful, blessed. Let's see. Let's get through some of these. Becky says, you guys always put a smile on my face. Jessica James, 3 guys chosen by a higher power than myself to spread hope to the hopeless. We so recover. Hmm. William says, I'm 63 days sober, but shit, my higher power has been testing me all day. I'm surprised I haven't relapsed. I'm proud of myself, and I haven't yet. I'm proud of you too, man. Keep going. I love the perspective too, man. It's always if we keep that in mind, it's a test. We're getting
Hey,
tested.
Justin.
What?
Justin, you hear me?
Who is this?
I don't know what happened. I got perfect service. I don't know. I don't know. Higher powers testing me too.
Yeah.
No, but I have a comment about that. I just wanted to give a little. I mentioned earlier how I lost, my rights when I was in treatment still to my daughter, and like Caesar was saying, like he would never, people would tell him he'll never get his license again. He'll, never drive again. And, people said the same thing to me about, I'll never see my daughters again. Right. But, tomorrow I have a consultation with the lawyer to start the process to do just that.
Hell yeah.
So,
dude, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, I'm super nervous. But also, and, it kind of ties into this very subject because that's the very thing. Like, I have complete faith and trust in my source, pretty much in all aspects of my life. But in this one, I tend to, do that questioning and question, like, why is it I can, it's funny. Why can I have complete unconditional trust and faith that I can affect this guy that just stops putting a needle in his arm, is like 2 days sober, that I can produce a positive effect in his life and that he can get this gift of recovery? I believe that without a shadow of a doubt. I believe I have been blessed with the opportunity and the experience to be able to pass that to somebody, right? But in my own life, I will struggle believing that I am able to ever be in my daughter's life again. And in that struggle, in those doubts, I draw closer to this source of mine. I draw closer to my God, and they continue to, make moves when maybe I'm unwilling to. And here we are. I'm just starting the process to start getting back in her life tomorrow, and that's another thing. Like, I'll say, okay, so I'm starting the process tomorrow, but I've started it the day I got sober. I've been making positive steps in that direction ever since I made a decision and I surrendered and tried a different way of life, but it's pretty cool to start seeing the results, and some of those promises coming true, even a few years later, and even amidst all my, questions of faith and doubt and all that stuff, here we are. And it's just, what I've experienced. If you stay around here long enough, regardless of the trials and tribulations, if you, stick around and plug into this deal, it's impossible not to see evidence of this power. It's manifested on a daily basis right in front of my eyes, through, by seeing some poor bastard get this gift of recovery and completely transform his life, to see somebody be reunited with their kids, to be able to drive again, to build careers, to have homes. I'm talking like, people that were completely destitute and desperate and homeless and living, bountiful and fruitful lives, man. It's impossible for me personally to not believe in this thing. It's proven to me on a daily basis, not only in my own life, but in others as well.
Damn it. If that ain't a hope shot for you, I don't know what is, That's straight up, man. That's a good, dude. Congratulations, man. And I love how you said that, man. It's been in the works since you got sober. It's been, the plan is in motion since because you stayed and you freaking just put the next foot right in front of the other, man. And that's pretty cool, man. Congratulations, man.
Hard not to get excited about this. And I was discussing this with somebody earlier. I said, almost impossible not to, but, and, as much as I'm not, like placing expectations on this or, being outcome dependent about this meeting tomorrow, I do have complete faith in the possibilities of me being with my daughter. And that's where I leave it. I just know that anything is possible and when I am in that faith, when I am letting this thing work through me, anything can happen, and I'm open to that possibility. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's awesome, man. Let's see. We'll read some few comments. I think that'd be it. Let's see. We got Jessica James says, praying for you, Nate. Ali says, go, Nate. So effing happy for you. Brittany says, congratulations, Nate. Becky says, praying for you. Helen, oh, Nate, that's awesome news. I will be praying for you. Missy, thank you all for another amazing evening of recovery. Keep recovering out loud. Thanks for being here. Thank you all for being here and listening to us. Let's see. Jessica James preaching the promises, Nate. Let's see. I'm gonna read this one. Alicia says, in the process of listening, each one of my children came to me sitting in the car to hug me. That right there is just one huge thing to be grateful for. Their health, our wealth, our relationships, their blessings of traditional ways, the ability to serve my people as a recovery coach and a council member, all because of my recovery.
Beautiful.
That is beautiful. Let's see. And she says, that's awesome. After one of not having my kids, have spent 2 whole days with my kids and even co-parenting with dad, better than I ever have. And Christina says, wow, Nate, give me my hope. I lost custody of my kids permanently. I will never give up. Sending positive vibes your way. And that's it, man. That's it for tonight. Unless you got something else, Caesar. You good? Hey, I want to say one thing, man. I've been trying to be a little bit more productive in my life, but today I did something that I've never done before. I cleaned a carburetor. Hey, listen, I was gonna bring it to a shop, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it myself. I'm gonna fix it. And I'm scared of small engines, but I did it anyways, and I fixed it, and I fixed my air compressor. I was like, man, maybe I should do something else. Maybe I'll go fix my damn pressure washer that's sitting in the garage.
Don't start.
Yeah, don't start, man.
No, just fix my pressure washer. It's been sitting in the garage for freaking ever. I bring it to a repair shop, and they fixed it. I ran it one time, and it broke. I'm like, what the hell?
You need to bring it over here and practice on my back porch. Make sure it's working right.
It's not working. That's the point. As soon as I can, maybe I will. I don't know. Then you're telling me not to. So I don't even know what to do anymore. I even have one of those disc things that you can do like the pool deck with, the deck, and I can't even use it. But anyways, all right, guys. Well, hey, thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you guys for coming on here tonight with us. We love you guys. We're going to have our Addiction to Success this Wednesday. We are going to be switching it up too. This is called Getting Stuff Off My Plate. Every other Wednesday, we're going to be doing the Addiction to Success. We'll still be here every Sunday, but we're going to do every other Wednesday sharing stories. So it's every 2 weeks, twice a month for Wednesdays, and then every Sunday we'll come on here and still bring the message of hope. But that's me unloading my plate. So hope you guys understand. So we'll see you this Wednesday, and love y'all. Good night.